All right, Shawn. So, with your new canoe, where will your first trip be with your awesome new Swift?
Would have been nice to take Kelly out. Well, you know what? I think so. Ice out. I think first of all is going to be later this year. I'm thinking with all this snow, it could be into the second week of May. That's for when I can get into Algonquin Park and go on a longer trip. So I think the first long trip will be likely then, like literally the first day the park opens, Algonquin Park. I'll probably take 5, 6, 7 days and do a trip, mostly brook trout fishing, lake trout fishing, with Callie. Hopefully there's some lakes that are open well before then so that I can get Callie in the boat and make sure that we're not committing to a 5 or 7 day trip with her not liking, not used to the stability of it and me not wanting to go across any big lakes with her. So, you know, Joe and I are pretty excited about getting on some trips this year with the new boats together too. And the Baird brothers, Jim and Ted Baird, we talked about doing a spring fishing trip, so maybe it'll be with one of those guys as well, or all of us. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah. What was your first canoe?
First canoe of my own, probably when I was about 17. I bought one of those. What are they called? The Sports Pal.
Yeah.
With the foam, yeah.
Oh,
really
yeah.
thin aluminum.
Classics.
Yeah. I bought that when I built my. I bought a property when I was 17, not too far from here actually, and then I built that cabin 3 or 4 years later. So I had that Sports Pal on at that cabin, and I bring it into the back lakes and leave it there, and eventually it just got crushed because it's so flimsy. But we'd leave it back on a beaver pond or back lake or river, and yeah, that was the first canoe. And then I'd take a aluminum boat across the lake, park the boat, and then get in the canoe and go hunting or fishing.
Shawn, what is the number one thing that you would like people who live in urban settings to be doing to help protect and maintain the beauty of our natural environments?
Wow.
Quite a question.
I think a big part of it is to get out and enjoy it yourself, first of all, so that you want to protect, because what you don't know, you don't bother to protect. I think that, to me, is one of the biggest issues today with conservation and preservation, is that we're getting more and more urban, and a lot of the policies, of course, are set by the bigger populations that live in these urban communities. And many people, and there's a lot of immigration here in Canada. A lot of the new immigrants don't get an opportunity to come out up into the wilderness and see what it is that they're missing out on. So I'd encourage everybody living in the cities, get out on a weekend or a day, or book a guide or a tour or something to show you the area, fall in love with it, and then you want to protect it.
Okay, and I think we covered this one a little bit earlier, but for our sake here, why did you pick the Prospector 14?
So the Prospector 14, I think, is the perfect combination of the Prospectors that I have. I have a red and green Prospector wood and canvas canoes, and they're big, bulky, and heavy, but they're nice and stable. And Kelly and I can get in that and not worry about capsizing, and it has a big carrying capacity. My Keewaydin 14, which I absolutely love, was fast, light, great little solo boat, but I just got to the point where I wasn't confident that, you know, being out on a big windy lake in the spring, especially when the water's cold, having Callie in there and a bunch of gear, I don't think would have been a good idea. So to me, the Prospector 14 is the perfect combination between a smaller solo boat and the bigger Prospectors that I'm used to paddling.
That was pretty much it for questions.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Shawn.
Yeah. Thank you.